You know this guy as the Bagel Boss. He's a little fella who's shorter than Dr. Phil's hair. He's got a short fuse, a short temper, is all low and mighty, and thinks he's below the law. But what I bet you didn't know is a bit of the backstory. Okay, not a lot of empathy going around for this guy. He's getting a bit of the short end of the stick. Alright, it's a cold world out there for short men, and I think it's important we share a little compassion for this guy. So let me give you a little context. It's Saturday, and Tom Cruise over here has the day off, which isn't common when you work at the circus. He's been launched out of cannons all week, and he finally got the gunpowder out of his hair, and the little guy is tuckered out, you know? All he wants is a little rest, a little relaxation, and a bagel, or as he calls them, hula hoops. So, he wakes up bright and early at 5, which happens to be his height, and goes through his daily morning routine. He checks on his pot of gold. It's good. He feeds his pet shark, which is actually a goldfish, and he heads out of the dollhouse that he lives in and jumps in his car, a limited edition 2010 Hot Wheel. He gets to a few puddles, parks the car, and swims it. Next, he gets to a curb, or as he calls it, a cliff, and scales that shit. Every day is like a triathlon for this guy. It takes him, from the house to the bagel shop, about 15 minutes, which is like 8 decades in midget years. Then he's got to wait outside the door of this place until someone who can actually reach the goddamn handle lets him in. So he's sleepy, he's tuckered out, he's cranky, and he needs a nap. And to top it all off, I didn't even mention this. To top it all off, just yesterday, he found out he's allergic to peanuts. And that's where we meet our little hero over here. He's at his wit's end, which, it's not a long drive, but he's getting a little temperamental, okay?
Degrade women. Why is that okay?
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
Who said that to you?
Right away, you can tell that this guy is not an interior decorator. Why, you ask? Because he's wearing horizontal stripes. If he was an interior decorator, he'd be wearing vertical stripes. Alright, these horizontal stripes are making his whopping 5 foot 0 inches look like a measly 4 foot 11 inches. It's not helping his position. Then, a lady smiles at him, and from his angle, it looks like a frown, and Peter Dinklage is about to snap, which is actually one of his cousin's names, along with Crackle and Pop, but that's besides the point. So he's headed up to here. You can't see me right now, but I'm holding my hand about 4 inches off the floor. So, he vents. No women will bang him. They won't even let him go up on them. So, he's feeling down, an all too familiar feeling, and he could turn this whole short business into a positive, but he's being too short-sighted. Like, there's ways to make this work for him. Like, for instance, he could move to the Philippines. Suddenly, you're the tallest guy there, and you're playing basketball with Manny Pacquiao. Okay? Or, get this, he could be a decoy on To Catch a Predator. Now you're making 6 figures, which is like, 1.5 figures per foot tall you are, and your earnings to height ratio is just bomb. It's bomb. Okay? Or, even better, find one of those hot teachers who bang 12-year-old boys, and now you've got a wife. Just don't ever let her look at your driver's license and see your actual age. Or, and this is the last one I can think of, and there's no nice way of saying this, but for the girls out there who want to break into fisting, you're what they call a practice guy. So these are, those are a couple options you could do to get ahead in this world, but does he do any of them? No. He's too small-minded. So he reacts like a 12-year-old because he hopes to grow up and be one day, and this is what he says.
Degrade women. Why is that okay?
Why is it okay for women to say, oh, you're 5 feet on dating sites? You should be dead? That's okay?
Who said that to you here? Nobody.
Women in general have said it on dating sites. You think I'm making that shit up? Yeah. Everywhere I go, I get the same fucking smirk with the biting lip.
That's always a great comeback, right? Whenever you're losing an argument, just go, yeah, well, I don't get a lot of women. Not even on the internet. Well, at least he's not picking fights with bigger people.
Shut your mouth!
Well, I'll immediately take that back.
Or my boss!
It probably took all the willpower that 9-year-old had not to hit that little guy. But frankly, I'd be scared too with a guy coming at you like that when his teeth are at dick level.
Dude, you want to step outside? You want to step outside? Huh? I'm not scared of you, pal.
Enough.
I'm just happy things haven't gotten physical.
You shut up, too.
Shut the fuck up.
Go ahead and attack me, big.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just wanted bagels. I recorded the whole thing.
Believe it or not, this is how parenting looked like in the 90s. Kind of reminds me of those old Japanese fights that would never have been sanctioned anywhere but Japan. Alright guys, that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and if you want to watch more midgets fight children, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!